find their way to their seat, we'll go ahead and get started.
No, we had three. He's over there.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, well, thank you.
Hello. My name is Sandy Martindale. I'm the Monon District Chair. I'd like to welcome you to our annual Monon District Recognition event. Looks like our Eagles are ready in the back, so could John Fate from Troop 152 come forward to start the flag ceremony?
Thanks. Color Guard, advance. Oh, please stand. Color Guard, advance. Color Guard, halt. Color Guard, push the colors. Scout salute. Those not in uniform, please place your right hand over your heart. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the
United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Scout oath, please. On honor, I will do my best to do my duty to guard my country, to obey the Scout law, to help other people at all times, to keep myself physically strong, mentally awake, and morally straight. 2. Color Guard retreat.
Thank you, John, and our Eagles. Y'all can have a seat. As we get started tonight, I would just like to recognize some council and district representatives who are here with us this evening. So as I call your name, if you could please stand. Please welcome Ken Steppe, our council chaplain. Sarah Gormley, our council advancement chair and district vice chair at large. Yeah, one clap is great. Tim Sherrill, our district commissioner. Joanne Burfiend, district vice chair at large. Mike Kolodkin, our district vice chair of activities. Eric Sampson, our district vice chair of membership. I know he's here somewhere. Damon Heasley, our district chaplain. Susan Wilson, our district training chair. Jeff White, our district communications chair. Jack Sampson, our district data management chair. Sitting with the headphones on as usual. And for all of our at-large district committee members and commissioners, or those I've missed, if you just want to stand and be recognized. Thank you very much. I'd also like to acknowledge our professional staff here this evening. First of all, I'd like to see where Eddie Stahl is, our Central Division Manager, and his wife, Kelsey. Tucker LaPrade, our new District Director. Liv Fairchild, our Senior District Executive, back by coffee. And Emma Pensick, our District Executive. We are very fortunate to have such a tremendous professional team supporting us. Damon, would you like to lead us in an opening invocation?
One of the great things about scouting is community. And I and others have been affected this year and surrounded by death and illness. And as your chaplain, I want to thank those of you who have suffered the effects of death and illness for reaching out to your scouting community. And I also thank those who have reached out and stepped in to help out those who have been hurting. Thank you very much. You are greatly appreciated. So my prayer this evening is going to include that and also this recognition event. So please prepare yourself for prayer. Lord, we thank you for this community of people. We thank you for the scouting movement and how it positively affects so many in this community. We thank you for your comfort, being the Prince of Peace in times of trouble. And Lord, you have blessed us with opportunities this past year, opportunities to grow, opportunities to experience, opportunities to face our fears, and you have given us the opportunity to pour goodness into the lives of others. Tonight we recognize those accomplishments and we give you praise. Amen.
Thank you, Damon. Before we get into the program, we're going to sample those delicious little cakes that you may have seen on the side as you came in. Unlike I taught my children, we're starting with dessert. Since I promised Dave Bardos that we would start on this side. Not to mention that this is my table going first. Why don't we start here in the front, and then we'll just work our way kind of back. You guys know how to get in line for desserts. So go ahead. We will start the program again at 7:20. So there's coffee and water on the sides. There's some decaf, regular coffee. There's some water bottles, and there's a cooler with water in it in the back as well. And then the cakes are right up here on this front table.
Which way do we go? At this time, I'd like to invite Ted Taylor to come up to recognize our 2021 class of Eagle Scouts.
All right. Thank you. In 2021, Monon District was blessed with 151 new Eagle Scouts, including our first 11 female Eagles. Their total service hours to the community was 17,545 hours. It wasn't an easy year. We were started out by doing Eagle Boards of Review by video, and in October we switched to face-to-face, which we continue to today. 11 of those young men are with us tonight and have already honored us with a flag and ceremony, the opening ceremony. You probably noticed the placards on your table. Several different Eagle projects are represented on each of your tables. And right now I'd like to call these young men to the stage to receive a small token of appreciation from the district. We'll wait for we'll call them up, have them line up, and then we'll save the applause to the end. From Troop 18, Ashton Compton. From Troop 112, Zach Bishop. Troop 132, Jared Washburn. Troop 152, John Fape. Troop 174, Mark Gadosh. And Troop 180, Alec Zeitlin. Troop 199, Lou Stryker. Troop 269, Ethan Gorman. Connor Reef, our lone scout. From Troop 199, Joaquin Legaspi. And from Troop 180, Andrew Lehner. Did I miss anybody that's out there?
Thomas Gilliam.
Thomas. Okay. Thomas Gilliam, Troop 131. Thank you. I have others. Samuel Blackburn, Troop 109. Is that everybody?
Max Kitchell.
And Mark Sherrill from Troop 183. All right. Please congratulate these 2021 listeners.
All right, right here. 1, 2, 3.
That's it.
All right. Thank you very much. Thank you, gentlemen. One of the volunteer positions in Scouting is to serve as a reviewer on Eagle Scout Boards of Review. And I would just like to take a moment to ask those who have served as a reviewer on an Eagle Scout Board of Review, if you just quickly stand so we can see how many of them you are. And everybody give them a round of applause. Thank you. Boards of Review continue to be face-to-face. They're on the third Thursdays of each month, and they alternate now between Second Presbyterian Church and Noblesville United Methodist. If anybody else would like to serve on it as a reviewer, please come and see me. 33 different units had at least one Eagle Scout in 2021. These units will receive a ribbon. The Scoutmasters also played a huge part in helping earn their Eagle as well. And Scoutmasters are going to receive a bead for each Eagle that they had in that year. Once a year on this night, District awards Scoutmasters this bead, and the tradition is new, I know, for the old North Star districts. And the lanyard that they put the beads on looks like this. It's held together with a gold bead. And if you are a Scoutmaster and you don't have one of these, please, when you come up, I have all sorts of them to give you, and so you have a place to put your beads. The troop ribbons represent bronze, silver, and gold award levels. And as your unit is announced, if the Scoutmaster or if the Scoutmaster is not here, another member of the unit would come forward to receive your ribbon and the Scoutmaster beads. And again, pick up a lanyard if your Scoutmaster doesn't have one. And we're going to hold your applause until we're done with the bronze, and then until we're done with the silver, until we're done with the gold. Okay? There's the bronze there.
As Ted begins handing these out, please note to the audience that nationally, between 4 and 5% of youth who begin scouting actually achieve the rank of Eagle. And we have developed a system that we award those units who have achieved even more than that, as you will hear. Starting off the bronze, those with at least one Eagle Scout. From Troop 73, Scoutmaster Lee Rees. Someone will, this is Vince, by the way, if you don't know Vince. From 101, new Scoutmaster, Melanie Baker. Is Melanie here? Someone from 101? Troop 101.
101.
Troop 105, Chris Blackwell. Troop 514, Mary Pinsick. Mary's not confused. Troop 733, Brent Johnson. Our silver awards go to those troops that have received between 5 and 9%, between 5 and 9% of the youth have achieved Eagle. Troop 18, Scoutmaster Stephen By. Troop 56, Scoutmaster Pete Holtz. Troop 109, Al Kane. Troop 120, Scoutmaster Bill Siders. Troop 202, Scoutmaster Jay Jeevlik. Troop 343, Scoutmaster Edward Sterno. Troop 804, Scoutmaster Sam Dinneman. Those are our silver award winners. Let's give our bronze and silvers a hand. Our next group, those who will have over 10% of their youth who have received Eagle. Troop 69, Scoutmaster Chad Gaylor. Troop 72, Scoutmaster Daniel Hirsch. Troop 107, Scoutmaster John Mills. Or John Miles. Troop 112, Scoutmaster Dan Andrus.
Yeah, Mr. Andrus!
Now, graduation ceremonies where you normally just escort those people out. Do not disrupt the ceremony. Troop 125, Scoutmaster Kevin Kaiser. Troop 131, Scoutmaster Steve Simmons. Troop 132, Scoutmaster Derek Coombs, and Scoutmaster 132 Indy. Troop 150, Scoutmaster Tim Triplet. Troop 152, Scoutmaster John Deegan. Girl Troop 171, Scoutmaster Kathy Simmons. Troop 174, Scoutmaster Frank Oddie. Troop 180, Scoutmaster Eric Bose. And that was the old North Star. Old Delmi Scoutmaster for Troop 180, Eric Sampson. Carmel. Troop 183, Scoutmaster Mike Wyatt. Troop 199, Scoutmaster Brian Spellman. Troop 205, Scoutmaster Sean Murphy. Girl Troop 219, Scoutmaster Serena Baskin. Troop 269, Scoutmaster Blake Wagner. Troop 358, Scoutmaster Chuck Bricker. Troop 1090, Scoutmaster Mike Ryan. Again, congratulations to our Gold Award winners. At this point, I'm going to invite Sandy back up to give you the state of our district.
Thank you. Before I do that, I'd like to take just a moment to thank our previous district chair, Jason King. I believe Jason is here. After our two previous district chairs, Bob Bissell and Paul Kovac, who are both here tonight as well, worked very hard to integrate Delmi and North Star into a new organization, we needed somebody to take the reins and guide the new district, the new Monon district. Jason stepped up to do that. We asked a lot of someone who hadn't even had kids at the troop level yet. But Jason took on the role. He was willing to learn and led with a great attitude and with a lot of teamwork. So Jason, if you would come forward to accept a small gift of appreciation for your service to Monon district. It is my privilege and honor to deliver the current state of Monon district to you tonight. A year ago, we were a fledgling district, recently combined from North Star and Delmi, trying to incorporate the best that we had seen in both of the former districts, the best practices, traditions, leadership, goals, while also trying to establish some new traditions that would carry forward the longstanding histories that our districts had into a unified future. Change isn't always easy. It was a little messy sometimes, but we've done our best to incorporate the best ideas that we had from the previous two districts and to utilize the talent that we saw in all of the members from both former districts. I think we've done a pretty good job putting forth plans and initiatives that continue to uphold the ideals of scouting in our youth, our volunteers, and our professionals. I just learned today, actually, that this is the 50th anniversary of the Crossroads of America Council. I don't know if they're making a big deal of it yet, but maybe they will. So happy birthday or anniversary or whatever you call it when a district forms or when a council forms. I can't guarantee that Monon District will be around in its, as it's currently defined for the next 50 years. Most likely will not. I will most definitely not be the district chair 50 years from now. But some of our young eagles back there, they may have a shot. I do know that the work that we do today within the organization as it's defined matters. Regardless of what we're named or where we meet or who we're camped next to at a camporee, our mission remains the same: to prepare young people to make ethical and moral decisions over their lifetime by instilling in them the values of the Scout Oath and Law. Monon District is comprised of 52 packs totaling 2,095 members, 47 troops totaling 1,576 members, and 7 crews totaling 50 members. Our female membership increased by 13% in 2021 with the addition of 44 young ladies to our ranks. You heard from Ted that we fledged 151 Eagles last year. They are among the 847 advancements that we had at the troop level and 1,454 advancements that our Cubs achieved. Our Scouts BSA members earned 1,858 merit badges in 2021. And we're well on our way to meeting or exceeding that this year, as over 400 Scouts attended our Merit Badge University in March, completing, or at least starting, gotta love those partials, right, Eagles? Over 1,100 merit badges. That's a whole lot of valuable learning going on. I know that sometimes we think of merit badges as just being one of the requirements towards advancement, but think of the profound lifelong effect that some of that learning has on our Eagles, or on our youth. Even if they only remember half of what they learned, being introduced to a wide variety of civic, ecologic, scientific, cultural, physical, survival topics builds a solid foundation of knowledge and understanding from which they can broaden their understanding of the world in general. And inevitably, I think the more you understand about the world way the world works and how people operate, the more compassion that you learn. So those merit badges, not just a step on the advancement list, they're actually something that is going to impact our youth for the rest of their lives. After a difficult year in 2020, when most Scouts were unable to attend an in-person summer camp, we were overjoyed to send 781 troop members and 641 Cub Scouts to camp in 2021. At this point, our Scouts BSA registrations for 2022 summer camp have surpassed last year's number by 50 Scouts and still counting. Our Cub Scout camp registrations are still a little bit below last year's number, but we continue to promote our wonderful council camps and our regional camps as well, and I'm sure that number will continue to increase. 75 units participated in popcorn sales last year, raising $935,727. So pretty darn near $1 million from our district alone, which is very impressive. Of course, one of the measures that we're most proud of is our commitment to service. As you heard earlier, our Eagle projects alone contributed 17,665 hours of effort to the betterment of our planet and our communities. Unfortunately, I don't have a statistic for how many service hours all of our units put in last year, but even if I did, it would only capture a small portion of the work that we do. Our youth and our adults live by our slogan that we do a good turn daily. And it's the thing that Scouts is known for more than anything else is our service. And it's something that we as a district promote heavily and are very proud of the work that we've done. For the Crossroads of America Council, 2021 was a year of resurgence. We worked diligently to restore those programs that had been curtailed during the early months of the pandemic. Units began to meet in person again and to recruit new members. Randsburg opened with additional health and safety protocols so that 2,700 Scouts BSA members could attend. The council hosted 2 wood badge courses late last summer and early fall to provide outstanding leadership training for our Scouters. We're offering 3 courses this year. I know some of you in here just recently attended our spring course, and there's going to be a wonderful course next spring too. So if you can't make it this year, please sign up for next spring. Small plug there. Our district worked within our restricted parameters to deliver innovative opportunities for Scouts to stay involved and active. We hosted our first ever virtual winter camporee last year with the aid of technology tools, and Jack and his buddies' excellent grasp of that concept, and our very accommodating troop leadership. That was something that the troop leaders definitely had a bigger hand in putting those activities together than they would have at a regular camporee. So thank you for that. That format also gave us a very unique opportunity to be boy-led, because in most cases the Scouts really understood how Discord worked better than the adults did. So the Scouts were in there leading that activity for the troop. We also participated in a virtual spring camporee, virtual merit badge university, virtual Eagle project approvals and boards of review, as Ted mentioned, virtual district committee meetings, commissioner meetings, roundtables. We got tired of it, but boy, what a great opportunity it was. We actually had better attendance at roundtables in some cases because more people could attend. We had a very successful district Pinewood Derby, free fishing days, Weeblos encampment, among other accomplishments. As we look ahead, we're excited about the opening of the Innovation Center at Camp Belzer this summer and at the Air Show happening in the fall of 2023. We look forward to resuming even more in-person activities when possible, especially for our youth, but also incorporating the technology that we've come to rely on. There's definitely a place for that in our program, and we'll use it when it's appropriate. This year brought continuing challenges regarding the pandemic, supply chain delays, travel restrictions, political upheaval, legal and financial issues, policy changes, now another forest fire out at Philmont, to name just a few. But Scouts have never been ones to shy away from discomfort or to back down from challenges. We face them, we navigate them, we surmount them, and we learn from them. For 115 years, Scouting has stayed relevant because we're guided by the timeless values of the Scout Oath and Law. Here in Monon District, we'll continue to reach out to young people to invite them to join us in the great adventure that is Scouting, a game with a purpose, so that they are prepared to make ethical and moral choices over their lifetime. We'll continue to serve youth and parents who've entrusted their lives to our care, to guide them and help them to realize the strength and the potential that's in each one of them. It's why we're all here. It's why we recognize and celebrate our wonderful volunteers tonight who've done just that. So thank you to everyone who's here tonight, and to those who couldn't be with us, hopefully some watching on the live stream and that will be able to watch later if they can't be attending tonight. We can only be successful at the district and council levels when our units are strong. Unfortunately, we've also had some sadness this year. We lost 3 very valuable Scouters, 3 that we're going to name here tonight, but there are others as well. We've been thinking of them and praying for their families, and tonight as a district, we'd like to commemorate and celebrate their lives. I'd like to ask Rick Tardy to come to the front, along with representatives of the families of Brad Rowe and Tom Bleish.
Okay, great. Well, thank you. Why don't I have the Rao family come up first? And you guys can come on up too, and Cindy. My name's Rick Tardy, and I'm a former Scouter in the Delmi district, and had the great pleasure to work with both of these very outstanding individuals that I'm going to speak about tonight. and I'm very proud to have called them a scouter and a friend. And first, I'd like to talk about Brad Rao. And when I talk about my scouts, I'd often try to come up with a point of the scout law that I really thought exemplified their character and their personality and their life. And with Brad, I felt that the word or the point of the scout law, loyal, was something that was very embodied Brad. Brad was an Eagle Scout and comes from a family of Eagle Scouts and raised 3 very fine Eagle Scouts with the help of Cindy as well. And especially Jason, who is here tonight. I got the opportunity to work with Jason as his scoutmaster for a period of his scouting, and it was a real thrill to work with Jason and a real challenge to work with Jason. As those who know Jason know that would be, but it was really wonderful to be able to become Jason's friend as well. But Brad being an Eagle Scout and a camp staff member used those skills and was able to go to be accepted and to make his way through the Naval Academy. A lot of what he learned from scouting and what he learned in camp staff, I'm sure, helped him along the way of that. And if you knew Brad, you know that he was proud to have been a scout and proud to have been a naval officer as well, and I'm sure that scouting had a lot to do with that. He had a great love of scouting, and he was always involved, particularly in his boys' path in scouting, at the troop level, and he was also involved at the district level, particularly in his service to our Firecrafter Ember. As an associate Ember advisor, and if you ever went to a scouting or a Firecrafter event, Brad was always present. Always present. Everyone that I ever went to, Brad was there. He was a Firecrafter youth, and he earned the Firecrafter the hard way, and he also reminded me often that he earned his Eagle Scout the hard way too, because he was just a little bit older than me, and he was an Eagle Scout from the day where you also had to have a review of your skills as well as a review of your character in your Eagles board review. I think scouting was so important to Brad and to Cindy that they really wanted to impart the values of the scouting program to youth in their communities, and particularly to their 3 fine Eagle Scout young men who have grown up to be leaders in their communities. His son, Ben, also made it to the Naval Academy as well. So I asked Jason what he thought perhaps the pinnacle of Brad's scouting experience may have been. And he said, I think for certain it was the fact that he got to go on a Philmont trek with all 3 of his sons at the same time. And we can thank Jason for being a smart little cookie and advancing a grade so that he got into that Philmont trek with the 8th grade rule. He was perhaps one of the youngest persons to have ever been on a Philmont trek, but he made that he made it quite well, and he made it a very special experience for his father. If you could please join us in recognizing the Rao family, and we would like to present a memorial award to Brad's father, who is in attendance here today. So, and it's with our heartfelt, memorial that we would like to recognize this very, very special and dedicated and loyal man tonight. So please join me in recognizing. Next, I would like to invite the Bleach family to join me. We have Zach and Annette Bleach here tonight. Oh, come on a little closer. Thank you. All right, now Tom was a very special friend of mine, and I couldn't pick just one. I couldn't from the Scout Law. Anybody that knew Tom would know that he was one of the absolute kindest people you would ever want to be around. His spirit was such a gentle spirit, and he was kind to everyone around him. Not only was he kind, he was cheerful. And I always wondered why they have kind and cheerful both in the Scout Law, because they seem to be, kind of similar characteristics. Well, Tom is why, okay? Because Tom not only was very kind to everyone, he was always had a smile on his face. He was just so full of cheer at all times. One of the things that I remember was a Philmont trek that we did, and a lot of times when you're on a Philmont trek, you'll get a little bit tired. Sometimes your crew might get a little bit testy because they're tired and they're challenged. And we had one day where we climbed all the way from the bottom of Glenwood Canyon all the way up to the top, and we get up there and I had broken my hand on that trip. Tom had the biggest blister I've ever seen on anyone's foot in my life. There were some other maladies along the way. And we get up to the top and we're looking at Mount Baldy, and Tom says, well, let's have some fun. And so he's up there striking yoga poses up there on the mountain for all of us to laugh. And he was just being so cheerful. And my favorite one he did was the downward dog. We joked about that for years afterwards. But that cheerful, kind approach was something that really exemplified his life. And something that he was very special in how he imparted it to the youth in which he had contact. But I had to work in brave also. I was a Scoutmaster of Troop 101 before Tom. And our committee decided that Tom would be an ideal person to be the Scoutmaster after me. However, at the time that I was asking Tom to be Scoutmaster, our troop had grown to over 150 youth. And so we sat down and we had a meeting with Tom, a breakfast meeting. We had to feed him first, and we had to ask him, would you consider being Scoutmaster of Troop 101? Now, how brave do you have to be to take on the task of being the Scoutmaster of a troop that has over 150 youth that you're serving? Okay? How brave do you have to be? Okay, now that's one thing. How brave do you have to be to go home and tell your wife you've accepted the position? God bless Annette Bleach for letting him say yes and letting him serve, because he was a very special Scoutmaster. I asked Annette tonight how many Eagle Scouts that he mentored, and we have no idea. It was well north of 50 that he had to have mentored in his time as Scoutmaster of Troop 101. He was, not only did he serve our troop, he served the council as a vice program chair. Just a wonderful, wonderful man who has gone way too soon. There were things that Tom really held dear, and there was a camp out that we went on. We went to Pisgah National Forest, and we did a backpacking trip, and it was in January. And it was cold, and it was nasty, and it rained, and we're hiking up this mountain, and we get to our campsite, and the rain turned to sleet, and he's smiling and cheerful the whole way. And we get to the top, and he exemplified the things that were important to him on that trip. He had to be praying for better weather the whole time. I know he had to be praying, and he had great faith. And we woke up the next day, and we had a glorious day. So thank goodness he had some influence with the big fellow. He also somehow managed to, in this wild area, to get his cell phone to work. And he told me the next morning how he did it. He had a metal tent pole, and he held his cell phone right up to the little pole, and he's like, oh, I have 2 bars. So what should I do? I'm going to check the Michigan State score. So he had to check and see what Sparty did. So, those who knew Tom knew that Michigan State was near and dear to his heart, and Michigan State basketball in particular. So he checked the score, but what he also told me that he also was able to call Annette that night. Okay, and so he exemplified how important that his family was. I asked Annette what she thought was something that Tom did in scouting that was important to him, and I talked to Annette about the sacrifices that their family made because he was serving such a large troop. And he said every time that he went on a camp out, or every time he went away to summer camp or one of these high adventure trips, he goes, Annette, I'm doing this because I want to leave the world a little better because I was here. And so tonight I would like for you to join me and our district in honoring the Bleach family for Tom's service to the youth of our organization. Thank you.
Now I'd like to ask Brian Spellman to come up along with representatives from Matt Lackner's family. Okay, Matt Best.
My name is Matt Best. I have the honor of speaking a little bit about Matt Lackner, a friend and a brother in scouting. Matt and I have had the pleasure and honor of celebrating our son's Eagles together over the years, and many moments in Wood Badge and NYLT and other things. So honored to prepare a few words on his behalf. Because, I consider scouting to be a family. And one of the most significant reasons that I put my own children into scouting is so that they have amazing role models of the highest caliber in their lives. And to be surrounded by the best people in the world for guidance and support is what you really get as a scouter. And Matt Lackner was exactly that type of person. He's the type of person that I would want to entrust my children to and to have an impact on their lives. And Matt was a great friend to myself, as he was to everybody who knew him, really. And he was a wonderful example for my own children and for every scout that crossed his path. He's the kind of friend that no doubt Baden-Powell himself would actually, want to have. And he's the same standard of a leader, I believe, as Baden-Powell was. He was the best there is. There's just second to none, no other. And when I think about, what we ask our scouts for every rank through scouting, we ask them to explain what Scout Spirit is and what it means to them and tell us how they live that in their daily lives. And probably like a lot of you, you've heard a wide variety of answers, some good, some, not so good, depending on where they are in their lives. But I'll tell everyone here tonight that anyone could just simply say, I do my best to be like Mr. Lackner. And that would be probably the best answer they could really provide. Scout Spirit, just glowed off of him like nobody else. Matt was an Eagle Scout, a Firecrafter Mendocino, Vigil Honor member of the Order of the Arrow, Wood Badge staffer, NYLT course director, and through all that and much, much, much more, a true servant leader. He'll surely be missed, and I hope all of you, those that knew him, have wonderful memories of Matt to carry with you all your lives. I know I do. Matt was the strongest and kindest buffalo in the herd. He was the brightest flame in the fire. And in a soar of eagles, he was the noblest and flew the highest. So to honor him and his legacy, which we will never know the extent of because it is so truly great, we would like to offer Matt's family, Natalie and Mallory, this award on his behalf.
Our troop also lost a lifelong scouter, Ralph Bruns, and there may be others from your units that we're not aware of. Let's have a minute of silence for these fine volunteers who have gone home. Now, I'd like to invite our district director, Tucker LaPrade, to come forward.
Thank you, Sandy, and thank you for all those memorials. I just want to start. I do have some specific thank yous I want to give, but I want to start by just thanking all those folks that I've only been here 3 weeks, but that have made me feel so welcome so far, and I appreciate that so much. I've had the honor to serve with the Boy Scouts of America for 10 years, different states, different positions, and when I first served with the Boy Scouts, I only had one child and he was 1 year old, and now I have four boys, and I guess I'll be with the Boy Scouts for a long time. But what I don't think is well explained, and what I found now as a parent and a volunteer scouter, and especially basking in the warmth of your scouting spirit this evening, is that the friendships that are made in scouting are not just for the youth. The friendships and the love and the fellowship that are made around the scouting campfire are sometimes much more impactful for the parents. And we form these lifelong friendships and people in our lives that we interact with, and we're raising each other's children in the scouting movement. Sometimes we become so close, and you never know how that person affects your life or you affect their life. So it's just a very beautiful. Our movement, I think, not only makes good scouts, but it makes good families. It makes good friends. So I want to take a moment to maybe thank. We hear a lot about Eagle Scouts. We hear a lot about Scoutmasters and Cubmasters, and certainly all these people are very worthy of our honor and our praise, but thank some people here that maybe are a little bit out of the limelight. Our merit badge counselors who volunteer their time and provide that adult role model for our youth. Our folks that are putting in the countless hours on our Eagle boards of review. Our DIN leaders who are with our youngest scouts and have to wrangle a group of 7-year-olds, once a week. It's a huge position. Our advancement chairs, our assistant scoutmasters that are working in the patrols to be that guiding light in the lives of our scouts. Our attendees tonight range from those who are just beginning their scouting journey to those who have lived it most, and we're so grateful for all of you that are here, for the difference that you are making in the lives of our youth here in Central Indiana. It's said that it takes a village. Our village is a teaching village, seated in the outdoors where our scouts love to learn. Thanks for being out there to help. We all, and now I'm going to turn the time over to our district training chair, Susan Wilson. And she has got some very special awards to give out. Susan, take it away.
Thank you. This is my favorite. The following units have achieved 100% of their leadership as trained. That includes the chartered org representative, unit leaders, all assistants, any den leaders and their assistants, the committee chair, and all their committee members. Crew 125, Crew 202, Pack 103, Pack 116, Pack 124, Pack 129, Pack 150, Pack 199, Pack 514, Troop 56, Troop 109, Troop 120, Troop 125, Troop 180 Carmel, Troop 202, Troop 269, Troop 303, Troop 514, Troop 560, Troop 1030, Troop 1070, and Troop 1120. Say, it's awesome to see this many people up here waiting for their awards. If you'd please give them a round of applause. Cub Scout Training Award requires specific tenure in a registered position, completion of the Cub Scout Basic Leader Training, participation in roundtables and powwow or the University of Scouting, and the completion of various performance criteria related to the award. The Den Leader Training Award is presented to Brian Blair, David Eisert, and Megan Fleck. Sorry, my notes didn't say this, but Veronica Worth also received this. So if Veronica's here, we have your award as well. Ah, good. Sorry. Good thing I checked the... Oh, perfect, perfect. All right. So the Scouter Training Award for Cub Scouting is for committee chairs or committee members who, again, have met the certain criteria, tenure, and program criteria. Those qualifying this past year were David Eisert, Robert Harrington, Jason King, Jason Thompson, and Adam Wiles. You may have heard of training keys. In units, keys may only be earned by unit leaders, cub masters, scout masters, and crew advisors. They require additional tenure and additional performance items related to the type of unit. This year, David Eisert has earned the Cub Master key. Dan Andres and Laura Rushinsky have earned the Scout Master key. Laura and Dan's here? I thought I saw him. I was to say, this tells me you're not here, but would you, David, would you please come forward? I'm like, I think I know you.
I can take over.
Good. All right. And now I'd like to introduce Dr. Chuck Harris to present our Veteran Awards.
Veteran awards are tenure awards given in 5-year increments. They must be applied for by the recipient. That's you guys. We encourage all of you to apply for these veteran awards. And there's different criteria for before 25 years and over 25 years. National likes to check the over 25-year ones, just so they get a name. So, this year we award 5-year pins to Tammy Buchanan, Seth Hamilton, Chris Lowe, and Keith Troutman. Come on down. Tenure pins are awarded to Robert Barrett, J.J. Grover, Jason Lichty, Bill Lindhorst, Steve Wilson, Brian Zawodowski, and Dante Zawodowski. Did I get it? Zawodowski, okay. I'm sorry, Brian and Dante, I butchered your name.
That's okay. It's normal. We take no offense.
Okay. The 15-year pin is Kevin Pinsky. Is Kevin here? Okay. Okay. The 25-year pins are for Julie Gray and Daniel Ruprecht. The 30-year pin is for James Lund. The 35-year pin is for Ted Taylor. We don't have a 40-year pin. The 45-year pin is for Kathy Cunningham. And the 50-year pin is for Dan Cunningham. Now I'd like to welcome Dan Swain to the podium to tell us about the Hooked on Scouting Award.
The Hooked on Scouting Award is intended to recognize someone who has been in scouting a relatively short amount of time but already seems indispensable. These recipients were nominated by their unit, and the certificate will be presented in the unit. But if you are here this evening, with the following people, please stand and be recognized. Sarah Abdullah, Megan Bates, Steve Becker, Nicole Black, Pauline Brack, Micah Cordray, Chrissy Cox, Jason Deerholt, Bill Hammer, Jad Herman, Tim Holtz, Stephanie Kelker, Yolanda Kincaid, Brian Kodrick, Dan Curring, Bill Lindhorst, Eli Massey, Amber Obert, Sharon Orr, Terry Pyatt, Philip Rank, Dan Ruprecht, Elizabeth Selm, Troy Sipes, David Sklar, Rod Titchner, Kristen Vance, Jerry Wasick, and Matt Weiberg. Let's have a round of applause for our Hooked on Scouting Award recipients. The Spark Plug Award, likewise, is presented in the unit. However, this person has been a dependable volunteer for a longer time and always seems to get people fired up to move the unit to a higher level, even if it's little by little. A special thank you for these special volunteers. Again, please stand as your name is called. Joe Blackburn, Amy Davis, Brett Dunn, David Eisert, Mary Fenchek, Angela Heyman, Seth Hamilton, Stephen Harrett, Jamie Himmelberger, Scott Kuntz, Kim Mayrose, Christian Meyer, Josh Murray, Matthew Pank, Sean Phillips, Les Reinhardt, Adam Rohn, Chris Sargent, Hillary Seegers, David Sklorenko, Jennifer Swain, Pam Telfer, Timothy Triplett, Michael Weber, Erica Wiles, and Mike Wyatt. Let's give these Scouters a round of applause. Thank you for the nominations. These certificates, as well as any awards remaining at the end of our event, should be given to the unit leader or committee chair for presentation at the next opportunity. And now, please welcome Bob Bissell, who will present the Unit Leader Awards of Merit.
The Unit Leader Award of Merit replaces the Cub Master, Scoutmaster, and Venturing Crew Advisor Award of Merit. This relatively new program does have some revised requirements. The nominee must be currently registered as a Cub Master, Scoutmaster, or an advisor who has served in that position for at least 18 months. Meet the training requirements for that registered position. Distribute a printed or electronic annual unit program plan and calendar to each family member in the unit, to each family in the unit. have a leader succession plan in place, effectively use the advancement method so that at least 60% of that unit's youth have advanced at least once in the last 12 months. Cultivate a positive relationship with their chartered organization, and project a positive image of scouting in our community. The unit committee chair completes the unit leader award of merit nomination form on behalf of the unit committee. For scout troops and venturing crews, however, the nomination also must include endorsement by the senior patrol leader or the crew president, respectively. This year, we are pleased to present this award to David Isert, Cub Master of Cub Scout Pack 315, Mary Fenchek, the Scoutmaster of Troop 514, and Robert Harrington, the Cub Master of Pack 103. Congratulations to all of you. Very well done and well received. At this time, I'd like to ask Dave Bardos to please come forward for another special presentation, please.
Before I make this presentation, I would like Ted to come up and help make the presentation to Sandy. Many years ago, we started the process of giving the Eagle beads, and at the end of the year, we'd like to give those beads to our district chairs. So, Ted?
Sandy, I'd like to present you with a lanyard that has 151 beads representing all the Eagle Scouts from 2021.
I've been coming to this event now for the past 37 years. And as I look out in this audience, I wonder how many have been here longer, and then I realize I'm just sort of middle-aged. And if you've been doing this for more than 37, please stand up. 37. More than 37 years. Dave Williams. Goodness gracious. Thank you. As we matured in our scouting careers, we remembered how we looked up to those seasoned veterans and marveled at what they had accomplished for our youth in the scouting movement. As we continued our careers, we would often look out to the audience and ask ourselves, who is the next Joanne Burfeen? The next Sarah Gormley? The next Ted Taylor, Tony Smart, Ken Steppe, Jerry Simon, Don Beavenauer, Dan Cunningham. Are there young people ready to take those positions? Tonight we've instituted a special award in recognition of one the committee felt was just that sort of young rising leader. There's a national program on the secular side founded by Hugh O'Brien. The old folks in here will remember Hugh O'Brien. He called it the I Dare You Award. It is one that challenges a youth to be more than they might think possible, generally given to seniors as they graduate from high school. Tonight's recipients is our version of that award. This individual has distinguished himself from the day he joined Scouting. Rising to the rank of Eagle, the young man was an outstanding youth leader who emerged as a valued member of both the Delmi and the Monon districts. He is Associate Advisor to the Order of the Arrow, held positions for both the district and council. He is already Wood Badge trained, was honored by Jacobstown Lodge with the James E. West Award. For our district, he organized and carried out live virtual activities for the Lodge and the Central Section as our tech leader. Mr. John Jack Sampson of Troop 180 of Carmel, the Monon District dares you and presents you with Certificate of Appreciation. From my perspective, ladies and gentlemen, our future is in excellent hands. Jack? someone will tell me at this point. Bob Bissell.
Unfortunately, Brad Buckhorn couldn't be with us tonight, but I would like to share his journey in earning the Special Needs Scouting Service Award. Brad was a resource or a staff member for the inaugural Disabilities Awareness Workshop at the Council. He attended conferences sponsored by ARC and Indiana Special Olympics. He's been in the University of Scouting staff for 15 years, presenting 2 different classes on disabilities awareness, each of those for 15 years. He has spoken at roundtables on disabilities awareness and was on the Council's Scouting with Disabilities Awareness Committee for 3 years. One of Brad's sons is a special needs scout. And at this point, I would like to invite Paul Kovach now to introduce some of the Year awards, please.
Hi, this is of the Year awards are awards that come from the Legacy District of North Star. And oftentimes, people are recognized obviously by Scouter Keys and other awards that have very specific scouting criteria. But oftentimes you'll see a leader of a unit really doing an exemplary job and doing the things that they're supposed to do, but they're doing it in a manner that really brings a lot of spirit and enthusiasm to it and promotes their unit and promotes the growth of their unit. So tonight I'd like to give these awards to people in the new Monon district. So this year's PAC Committee Chair of the Year is Mike Rodriguez from Troop PAC 514. Sorry. The Troop Committee Chair of the Year is Sarah Gormley from Troop 202. The Cub Master of the Year is Megan Durkee from PAC 125. And Scoutmaster of the Year is Al Kane from Troop 109. Dave Bartos, you're up.
It's my pleasure to announce the District Awards of Merit. District Award of Merit is presented to those scouters nominated by their peers to have shown exceptional service to youth at the district or council level. This is what sets the award apart from the rest. We are blessed to be awarding 5 awards this evening. Our first recipient started their career as a Cub leader, advancing with their sons as they advanced in scouting. To say that scouting is almost a way of life would be an understatement. Fully immersed in scouting, this recipient has taken over 50 different trainings. Could we say overtrained? Over a career that started as a registered scouter back in 1999. Included in the training is Cub and Weeble leadership positions, Boy Scout positions, crew advisor training, virtually all safety-related programs, including safe swim defense, safety afloat, safety trek, etc. That training has prepared the recipient to be an assistant scoutmaster for 2 different troops, starting a venturing crew, becoming their advisor. Additionally, they have been a Weeblo leader, advancement chair for one troop, and a committee chair in another, as their family moved individual youths through the scouting program. Awards are numerous and well-earned, including Wood Badge Beads, twice being given the Outstanding Service Awards as a Scout in Hamilton County at the annual Carmel Mayor's Breakfast. Member Firecrafter has also been honored as the Silver Beaver for their dedicated service to youth in the Crossroads America Council. A friend to all, quiet proponent of scouting movement with recognition of what it can provide all youth in all circumstances by making it available to youth of all abilities. May I present to you our first District Award of Merit, Miss Julie Marie Gray. Congratulations, Julie.
Well, thank you. I had no idea. I thought I was just getting my veteran award.
That was just an hour a week, didn't you?
Just an hour a week. There are 733 weeks in 2022. Our next recipient is a mirror of so many of our District Award of Merit recipients. As you all know, the virus of scouting first presents itself as an innocent, yes, I can offer that 1 hour a week to help my son in Cub Scouts. That was as far back as 2007 as a Tiger Leader parent. From there, as you all know, it spreads. Den leader, Weeblo leader, committee member, assistant scoutmaster, NOVA advisor, and merit badge counselor. What started over 10 years ago has led the leader to training on den and pack management. Weeblo's Den Leader Outdoors, Baloo, includes a bevy of training that might qualify them too as overtrained. Also a member of a truly noble covey of bobwhites, truly noble bird. In Wood Badge, did I hear people groaning about bobwhites? As I have said on a number of occasions, as a loyal bobwhite, the bobwhite has never required federal protection. As an assistant scoutmaster, the recipient has worked as a member of the Monon District Membership Committee, experienced over several years as Eagle Reviewer, made him a logical choice when approached by Ted Taylor to help organize virtual Eagle Boards of Review during the COVID crisis. Seized upon the opportunity to make sure it happened, it was through these types of volunteer efforts that the Monon District can now boast over 150 Eagles this year, making that transition almost seamless in the face of challenging odds. The recipient has been a regular summer camp with his troop and selected to attend the 2019 World Jamboree, where he worked in the trading post services. An avid mini marathon runner, it's probably that training that has allowed him to focus on multitude of challenges and becoming a model to youth in his troop, including his 2 Eagle sons. May I present to you Mr. Jeffrey Joseph Kozicki, Troop 101. Our next recipient this evening has a long history in the scouting movement, starting as most of us did when his son began his trail to Eagle as a Cub Scout. Active in all levels of the pack, he seemingly came of age at the troop level, holding multiple positions within the troop and long-serving troop committee chair. He proved to be an exceptional organizer of merit badge programs for many years. Like many, he served behind the scenes in so many areas, never seeking recognition or notoriety. An avid outdoorsman, our recipient has used his talents and love of outdoors to expose youth of his troop to the wonders of wildlife and nature. He has served on multiple Eagle Boards of Review, often just showing up on those third Thursdays because he knew instinctively that we could always use another seasoned veteran on our boards. His questions were insightful, prompting the scout to challenge himself in discovering what scouting has done for his development and will continue that, of course, with young ladies. He has worked diligently in making his troop diverse and respectful of the wide variety of religious affiliations within his troop, strengthening the role of chaplain and chaplain's aide within his troop. He has taken virtually every training offered by ABSA, and I would add including Scouting's top training, Wood Badge, where he focused on the Scout's duty to God. I might also note that he has taken the ultimate skills training as a fully trained Voyager. All this could be said of so many of our leaders here this evening, evidenced by you all wondering who this might be. The remainder of the narrative will reveal his identity. The first question of me when he arrived in Eagle Board was always, Dave, what are you reading? We would then discuss the works on our nightstands. On the scouting front, he worked on several CAC shooting committee activities, including the BB trailer, rifle merit badge instruction. He's been instructed at the University of Scouting on birds of prey. His exceptional knowledge as a birder has made him a valuable member of the board of Indiana Audubon Society, arranged for Scout services in the annual Hummingbird Festival. As indicated, his love of nature has led him to arrange for free trees for Scout service projects and has sat on Hornady Award boards. He has responded immediately to my several texts with a picture of a unique bird, and I would say, what is it? He lives the 12 points of Scout law like few others. May I present to you, from Troop 180 of Carmel, Mr. Stevenson Josh Hill, our next Monon District Award of Merit recipient. Now I'd have Don Beavenhour and Dan Cunningham come forward.
There should be a scout training for good one-liners. Scouting is as a suggestion thrown out at a venture for a jolly good time, which has found to form also a practical aid to education. Baden-Powell said that, and not Dave Bartos. Our next recipient started his scouting trail as a youth rising to the rank of Eagle. His experience there was the catapult that launched him into an avocation that he obviously loves and recognizes as something worth sustaining by providing his personal expertise in ways that assure you that our youth live Lord Baden-Powell's definition that scouting is a game with a purpose. He began as most a tiger parent, again, 1 hour a week, which evolved into a tiger den leader. Soon after that, he became cub master, chartered representative, and a roundtable commissioner. The next step was logical and was on to assistant scoutmaster, merit badge counselor, and unit commissioner. At this point, it's back to the cub ranks, even though his son has aged out of cubs. When looking at his history, it is my belief that it is there that his real love was centered. He developed a highly successful program that became a model for the North Star, now the Monon District. Look up Pinewood Derby in Scout literature, and you may find his picture there. I had the opportunity to observe a North Star Pinewood for a Friends of Scouting presentation that was truly amazing. The program ran like clockwork, rivaling a Mini 500. The kids were excited, engaged, and truly having fun. It seemed a culmination of many youth's Cub Scout careers, providing a memory that they will never forget. The carved wooden cars, the groans, the cheers, the sighs of the parents, the hours spent by the parents putting coats of lacquer on the Pinewood Derby cars to make them go faster. As an Eagle Scout himself, he had followed his father into scouting leadership and many of those youth may follow that same path. Old timers in North Star recognize this former Cub Master of Pack 830 and Assistant Scoutmaster of Troop 56. His passion for scouting and his beloved Pinewood Derby will be remembered on both the pack and district level for many years, as well as his guitar playing around the campfire. Like a pebble thrown out on calm water, the ripple effect will continue to radiate out. I'm not sure if he's here tonight, but I would present to you the Monon District Award of Merit to Mr. William Bill Buckhalter. I'd like to introduce Dan Cunningham.
Thank you, Don, and I would be remiss if I didn't thank that young Mr. Bardos for helping me up here earlier. You see, Mr. Bardos takes a shot at me every chance he gets, and he's often alluded to the fact that he does that is because, you know, the old thing, don't ever go to breakfast with Dan Cunningham. Because I actually recruited him to follow me as the director of the Voyager program. One of these days he may forgive me, but for that same token, I don't dare ask him to follow me as the council chair of the National Camp Accreditation Program. But Voyager was where I really got to know Dave. Voyager is where I really got to know that even younger person that I'm about to present to you for this next District Award of Merit. This person has been a fixture in the former North Star District and continues on as a valid member of Monon District. Their tenure in the old North Star began when his oldest son discovered scouting and joined a Boy Scout troop. The family did not start as most with Cub Scout level, but jumped right in to being exposed to Boy Scouts. And once there, they were hooked. He is again one of those who sees the value of our program and recognized a trained leader was essential to any successful program. He's followed that philosophy to the letter. As was once said by a recipient of the Jefferson Award here in Indianapolis, service to others is the rent we pay for space on Earth. And the recipient lives that adage. A dedicated outdoorsman and teacher, they have made sure that the youth in the troop have a wide variety of challenging outdoor experiences. He's instilled in them a respect for the outdoors that will bear dividends for the future. His troop grew dramatically through the guarantee that they would have 2 adventures a year, one for the younger scouts and one high adventure for the older scouts. The outdoor code permeates his education and his family values. While a member of the North Star District Camporee Committee, the recipient acted as an instructor and guide for various scout skill stations during the competitive portion of the Camporees. They not only guided the scouts through the various scout skill stations, but taught and helped scouts and scouters polish their skills. He teaches in a thoughtful manner, allowing the scouts to learn and have fun as well. The recipient is a dedicated trainer with the patience to make sure that youth learn successfully through positive reinforcement with an eye for mastery of skills. As Scoutmaster, the recipient has led several high adventure trips, including treks on the Manistee River in Michigan, Sea Base, the Appalachian Trail, Glacier National Park, and Iceland. And how many of us have been to Iceland? Not your typical camping events for a group used to the flatlands of freshwater and freshwater environs of the Midwest. That goes almost without saying. Preparing scouts and scouters for these adventures required a deep dive into the techniques of camping, hiking, and canoeing. Training? Of course he is widely trained in all elements of scouting. One particular training proved a major draw for the recipient and the family. Voyager proved to be a focal point for the last 10 years for the family outside of the troop. but still working with the troop. He and his family, including his fully trained Voyager wife and sons, took it upon themselves to help re-roof the Ross Voyager canoe hut at Camp Belzer. In addition, when the Voyager program decided it was time to rewrite the syllabus for the youth canoeing program, the recipient took on the task so that troop leaders would have an up-to-date guidebook to prepare their scouts for high-adventure aquatics. It included updating information from multiple aquatics merit badges so that scouts could achieve the various ranks within the Voyager program, which helped them on their trail to Eagle. Following the rewrite and update, the program requirements pamphlet was published and put into use in a rejuvenated youth course. His son Ben was the first to complete the program. He also assisted in formatting a new training syllabus for the entire Voyager program, which is a council-level program for those of you who have not experienced it yet. Ladies and gentlemen, I am proud to introduce from Troop 73 and Committee Chair of 177, Monon District Award of Merit winner, Frank Vincent Hernley.
Thank you, Dan. At this time, I'd like to invite Paul Kovac back up to make another award.
Somehow in the history of things, you've seen tonight a few people aren't here for their awards, and they go back to the back office and Crossroads, and they sit there until they're able to be given out again to the recipient. But we realized when we were going back through and looking at the records for North Star and Del Mar and putting them together, there was kind of a gap in there because somehow Scout Book has buried a lot of things. But we also realized that there was a request out looking for a District Award of Merit that was given in North Star but never received by the recipient. And unfortunately, I don't have the notes for that award tonight for that person, but I can tell you from personal experience, it's one of the few people that stepped up and said, I would like to be Scoutmaster. I feel it's part of my calling and it's part of our youth ministry. Now, I was floored because normally as a committee chair, I go around and twist some arms looking for Scoutmasters, but this person came up and quite honorably took on being Scoutmaster of my home troop, 514, for over 3 years, and still continues in things. And he's also cycled back around, even though our sons are all in or out of college now, I guess. And he's resurrected PAC 514 over the past 2 years when things had dwindled, largely because of COVID and some lack of other leadership. So I'd like to ask Mike Rodriguez to come up and belatedly receive his 2016 District Award of Merit.
We are nothing but flexible. It is my pleasure again to make a presentation on the next awards that we will be giving out. For those of you who are not familiar with it, the Jerry Simon Service Award is in its 3rd year, and it was named after Jerry Simon, who for 30-plus years, because he was doing it when my son crossed over into Boy Scouts, so I have a fairly good idea of how much time that Jerry has spent in it. He has been in and out of the position of District Eagle Coordinator for the last 30 years. He retired and came back and continued to do it until it was passed on when the districts, Del Mar and North Star, combined. The award itself is given to a scouter who has 10 plus years giving service to the youth of the district and the district itself, and the larger picture in the council. This is for someone who has spent a good portion of their adult life in dedicated service to Scouts BSA. The person that I am going to name as the next recipient is a friend of mine, and a good friend of mine, and we've been in the trenches in scouting for a number of years together. He's the father of an Eagle Scout. He started his scouting career as a scout in several of the troops here in Indianapolis. He joined North Star District after his son crossed over, and it was maybe a year or two later he decided to wear the shirt and join the troop leadership. At a troop level, he has gone to summer camp many years and given extremely good service to the troop and to the other staff at Camp Randsburg. He's been a troop committee at large for a number of years. He has been the Life to Eagle mentor within the troop. After that, he took over as North Star District Eagle Coordinator and reviewed and assisted many scouts in North Star, now Monon District, and their path to Eagle. He's probably been to more jamborees than I have fingers and toes. He has been there as a staff person. He has been there as, in many capacities. He has been there as a troop leader several times. He was on part of the shakedown in 2012 to open the summit, and he's the one that got me home when I broke my arm, which is another story. He's been district camporee chair, no rain during those camporees, no patches either. That was something people forgot in those days. But anyway, he was the member and the head of the camporee committee. He's been involved with NYLT staff. He has been involved in wood badge. He's a fox. He's been, that's probably another predator we can put out. He's also been, as I mentioned, wood badge and NYLT. Sorry, I'm getting a little, on top of that, he's been responsible for a good bit of the public relations and the work behind the scenes for the University of Scouting. And it is my, I have to find it now. It is my pleasure to give one of the Jerry Simon Awards for Distinguished Service to Mr. Bill Cherry, Assistant Scoutmaster 256, head of the 256 crew. Okay, my pleasure.
And yes, I did get him home. It's my pleasure to identify the second Jerry Simon Distinguished Service Award this evening. When the committee got together, we felt that one from North Star and one from Delmi would be appropriate. And as we talked earlier this evening, there will be one day when we are all truly one district. I have jokingly said that our district leadership and our professional leadership have taken on quite a challenge when you have Delmi and North Star, two of the most fiercely independent districts in the council, no doubt, In fact, I have suggested to Tucker that we might call it, because of our concerns about which way we go and how things are changing, to actually refer to us as the Monon District. And I think our professionals are going, yes, indeed, yes, indeed. The award I'm going to give now is going to a very personal friend, a friend to virtually everyone he meets. His scouting resume started as a youth in Cub Scouting, and then on to membership in a troop. His experiences there taught him the values and lessons the scouting program could provide his sons. He became a tireless volunteer and has served for over 20 years. He's a dedicated volunteer and has served in virtually every position on the pack level, from Tiger Cub parent and coach to Cub master. The latter while also serving as an assistant scoutmaster for a local troop. He's also served several years as roundtable commissioner, summer camp staff, unit commissioner, and on, of course, the district committee. The list goes on and on. Again, a fully trained leader in multiple areas, including a stint at the Philmont Training Center. He holds a bachelor's, master's, and doctorate from the University of Scouting. I will readily concede that his identity is difficult to conceal at this point, but I'll continue to try. Our recipient believes deeply that he serves not only in giving time, but also in treasure. He has worked the difficult side of scouting, fundraising, and is a personal example of what dedicated individuals and families can contribute to the overall financial health of the district and the council. Those efforts include producing videos for Trails and Popcorn to enhance the popcorn sales across the nation, and is affectionately known to many as the Colonel or Dr. Corn, building upon his PhD thesis at the university level. He has continued his training throughout his career as he expanded his reach in scouting. He is another truly noble bird from Wood Badge and is fully Voyager trained. As a Boy Scout volunteer, he has taken, again, virtually all training components and stays current in all of them to keep himself informed about all the changes that have taken place over the years. After a lengthy tenure as a Scoutmaster, including shepherding several young men to Eagle, his retirement scouting was as short-lived as a bag of microwave buttered popcorn. He met a new calling in scouting. You experienced it early this evening. You experienced it through Damon, our district chaplain, as he was doing our invocation. This individual has become a driving force in the effort to reinstill the 12th point of the Scout Law. A Scout is reverent into the hearts of units and youth. He is a gifted orator and an inspiration to those who hear his words. I present our friend, Kenneth Frederick Steppe, Council Chaplain and former Scoutmaster of Troop 131 of Carmel, as a recipient of the Monon District Jerry Simon Service Award of Distinction. Ken? At this time, I'd like to have Liv and Emma come forward for their comments as the professionals of the Monon District.
Hello, everyone. Everyone's a little taller than I am. Okay. This is my third adult recognition dinner as a professional. And every year I like to actually write this minute as I'm listening, because I think it's really important that I get to reflect on the character of the district as it is in this moment. Last year, I was struck by the resilience of our district. As Sandy shared, we were just rebuilding from two really wonderful districts that were kind of mashed together, and we were dealing with the pandemic. But this year, I've just been really struck by the innovation of all of our unit leaders, of all of our committee members, of everyone who is involved in this wonderful, wonderful district. Last year was kind of all about survival, just getting through, delivering any part of the program that we could to any youth at all. But this year, we're growing. I'm seeing creativity and a choice, a real distinct choice to engage deeper in the community than we ever have before. It's clear to me that the energy of our committee and our units is unique to this time. From new recruitment tactics like fishing, bike rodeos, slingshot competitions, which I'm really looking forward to next week, a weird delight in polar bear awards this year, and Eagle projects that go above and beyond, that are innovative and creative, wood badge tickets that I have just been so impressed with and have been challenging to me as a professional as I watch people deliver them, and utilizing connections to bring bigger and better programming opportunities to our youth than ever before. I am just struck by the fact that I feel like each and every adult in our district is questioning not what we do, but how we do it. I think we are focused on not just delivering any program, but the very best that we have to offer this year. And I think I speak for all of your professionals when I say that I cannot wait to see the results of the innovation and passion that I've seen here tonight. And I am delighted to be a very small part of it. Thank you all for everything that you do. And I am so glad to be able to serve you right now in this time. Thank you.
Hi everyone, that was great, Liv. I hate that I have to go last. But I am going to share a little story with everyone. So this past summer, I was fortunate to have the opportunity to go to Philmont with two amazing troops, 56 and 171. It was a fantastic time. But on our very last day, I watched as the two girls who were assigned to cook dinner that evening try to use the stove, only to discover that it was broken. And after a couple failed attempts to fix it, they went up to their scoutmaster, Miss Kathy Simmons, and asked her, what should we do? And like a good scoutmaster that Miss Kathy Simmons is, she said, I don't know. And instead of giving them an answer, she encouraged them to think about a solution. And after some discussion, the girls decided that they wanted to boil the water over the fire. Again, I watched them go up to Kathy and ask, how should we set up the pot over the fire? And again, Kathy did not give them an answer. Instead, she discussed with the girls and helped guide them to come up with a solution. And after some discussion, I watched the three girls collect 3 large sticks and lash them together to make a tripod, where they hung the pot over the fire to boil the water. It was so exciting for me to watch these girls work together to form a solution and use the skills they learned through scouting and execute them. And if it weren't for Kathy, these girls might have been eating crunchy, dehydrated food that night. And me, which would have really stunk. Well, Kathy is just one of 47 Scoutmasters in the Monon District, empowering Scouts to become problem solvers and leaders, and giving them the confidence to use the skills they have been taught through Scouting in their everyday life. It is people like Kathy and other Scoutmasters and Cub Masters and Den leaders and volunteers and every single person in this room that Scouts have the confidence and the skills to overcome every obstacle that life's going to bring. So I want to thank you all for your dedication to Scouting, and just to remind you that you are changing the lives of youth every single day and every single minute. Thank you.
Okay, that brings us to the end of our program, but before we adjourn for the evening, I would be remiss if I didn't recognize our event organizers for tonight. I'd like to say a special thank you to Kelly Oles. I don't think she's here, but she's the one who put together the program and the slide deck, mostly between noon yesterday and noon today, as she does every year, as she has for the past 5 years. Thank you to Jack Sampson for doing what he does and streaming this event to those who couldn't be with us tonight. And for your enjoyment, if you want to watch it on the YouTube channel at a future time, you're welcome to watch it again. I'm sure you'll all want to do that. Thank you to Sarah Gormley for organizing and collecting all the award nominations, lending her insightful input into all discussions, and jumping in anytime she's needed anywhere. Thank you to our award nominators, the award selection committee, our presenters, and all who helped prepare the awards for tonight, especially Dan Cunningham, Paul Kovach, Don Beavenauer, Dave Bardos, Ted Taylor, Chuck Harris, Susan Wilson, and Dan Swain. And if I'm forgetting anyone, thank you too. And of course, the force behind it all, who has worked for months to organize this event, while also organizing Scouting for Food to happen 2 days from now, the incomparable Joanne Burfield, who puts it all together. Color Guard, would you please come forward to conduct our closing flag ceremony?
Scout salute. Those not in uniform, please place your right hand over your heart. Color Guard will retrieve the colors. Color Guard, retreat. Two.
Thank you everyone for coming this evening, and have a safe drive home.